Manga-Waido.
Watch out!
Ami!
My name is Ami. When I was young, on our way back home after visiting Grandma, who wasn't feeling well, I lost my parents in a car accident. I survived because my parents sacrificed their lives protecting me.
Only if I didn't catch a cold. If they didn't come visiting me, they wouldn't have died.
I was young, so I thought my parents sleeping inside the coffin would wake up the next morning and greet me with, "Good morning." But even after waiting for a while, they never opened their eyes again. The grown-ups took care of the matter, and I was given 2 boxes. It was long after the funeral that I learned that the boxes were the remains of my parents. Maybe it was because my grandparents and relatives were always there for me, that although I did cry occasionally, I was never depressed and was able to live an enjoyable life. I later heard from my grandma about this, but she told me I would cry loudly at night sometimes, and that when I had a fever, I wandered around calling out, "Dad, Mom," but I honestly don't remember. Grandma took care of me at first, but since she was old and was visiting the hospital often, half a year after the accident, I was sent to my uncle's house. My uncle had a son, Yuto, who was younger than me, and we were raised like true brothers and sisters. The house I originally lived in and my uncle's house were close to each other, so the environment didn't change much and my friends remained the same. I grew up without any problems. I had lots of friends at school, and although my parents were not there, my uncle and aunt came to my school events, so I never felt lonely. But sometimes I felt that I was being treated differently from my brother. For example, birthdays. My younger brother always got loads of great presents. On the other hand, I only got things like colored pencils and notebooks. Sometimes they would even forget my birthdays. I would always get less food than others in the family, and for my clothing, I only had hand-me-downs from the neighbors. I wish I could wear cute clothes like the other kids in my class.
What are you saying? We don't have the money to buy such things.
If you really wanted something like that, go earn money and buy it yourself.
Luckily, Grandma was good at sewing and she would make me clothes. So when I had to go to a recital or something, I was able to wear nice clothes. My grandmother seemed happy to see me in clothes that she made. So although I did feel I was being treated differently, I was spending a good student life. But the time came when I realized that I was indeed being left out of the family.
This sounds good. We can see dolphins.
This one looks nice too! Snorkeling!
I like this one, the cave tour.
When I got home from middle school that day, my uncles were gathered in the living room looking at a pamphlet.
What is it? A trip to Guam? Wow, I'm so excited! I want to eat the pancakes there.
I was in an excited mood when I said that. But then the place fell silent. Sighing loudly, my uncle furrowed his eyebrows.
I thought I just said this is a family trip.
Yeah, I heard.
Do you plan on coming with us?
I can't?
I said it's a family trip! Do you not understand what that means?
I'm an idiot, but even I could understand the situation if they made a face like this. Are you saying I shouldn't come because I'm not part of the family? Until now, I thought Yuto was more favored than me. But I thought it couldn't be helped because he's the actual son of my uncle. But after being told so bluntly that I was not part of the family, I was shocked, so I began to distance myself from them. My uncles did not worry even if I did not eat. I got really hungry in the middle of the night one day, so I went downstairs to get some food.
I hope she doesn't tell her grandmother.
It's tough if we can't get 150,000 yen a month.
Thinking about it, I'm glad that my brother died. I could get 150,000 yen just for raising her.
Yes, indeed. I sometimes get annoyed at her when she can't read the situation, but 150,000 yen is fantastic.
My smirking aunts and uncles looked like monsters, and I ran into the room crying. I was nothing more than a money tree for my uncles. I thought they were my family. I couldn't stop my tears from falling. After that, I kept our conversations at home to a minimum and started working part-time right after entering high school. I decided to get a job after graduation and leave this house immediately. My grandmother, who was the only one who cared for me, died of old age, so I had nothing left to keep me here. Thank you for taking care of me. From now on, I will live alone.
Oh, well then. Don't come back even if you get tight on money.
Don't cause trouble for us by committing a crime or something.
I left the house I lived in for 15 years, and even till the end, they were scumbags. I began working for a local printing company. The president of the company was a nice guy, and when I told him about my situation, he said,
Come work for us. We'll give you a company housing for cheap too.
in a nice manner, "I will do my best. Please take care of me." I was exhausted by the time I got home after a full day of office work that I was not used to. But when I returned home, my own private space awaited me. I no longer have to worry about my aunts and uncles checking upon me all the time. Living alone was very comfortable and joyful. People at work were also very nice.
Ami, I made a lot of this, so take some.
Thank you so much. I love simmered food.
I'll give you this keychain. My business partner gave it to me. Young people like these kinds of things, don't they?
Thank you very much. It's so cute. Everyone treated me like a family, so I was able to enjoy my life. In my second year at the company, as I was watching my senior coworker work on a designing job, I began to think I wanted to try doing it too.
Ami, you're good at drawing and good with computers, so I think you can do it. I'll teach you.
Are you sure? Thank you. The designing work was so interesting. I began to lose track of time and became immersed in it. I even bought a computer and software with my bonus, and I studied hard. In my third year, I was transferred from office work to design and learned designing skills at the new job. I was enjoying my life and forgot all about the hard times of living with my uncles. A few years later, one of my clients from an advertising agency asked,
Do you want to work for us?
to my coworker and I felt a bit bad for leaving the job that took such good care of me, but the president and all the employees said,
I hope you'll make full use of your skills. We look forward to your success.
enthusiastically. So we changed jobs and began working as a graphic designer. Later, we were able to become creative directors. Of course, not everything was fun, and there were some moments of struggles, like being yelled at by a grumpy male employee, or getting bullied by some senior who liked to bully people, as well as many other incidents. But if you work hard, the results will definitely come. With this belief, I encouraged myself and my coworker to face work with sincerity every day. Then, 5 years after I changed my job, the advertisement I worked on won an award, and my senior's name and my name quickly became well known in the industry. I'm glad we worked so hard.
It's because I worked with you that we made it this far. Thank you, Ami.
It's all thanks to you that I got this job. Thank you so much. After winning the award, we got interviewed for TV. It was a little embarrassing to be on the TV, but people from my former company saw us and said, "You've grown up so much." So I was happy that we got interviewed. But not everything was good.
I found you, Amy. Please let us money.
Famous enough to be on TV. You must be making a lot of money. Just give us 5 million yen.
We're family, right? Help us.
When I left the office, I saw an old couple in shabby clothes standing in the street. They were my aunt and uncle. I was speechless at how old they looked, despite the fact that it's only been 15 years since I left their house. But my surprise turned to anger in an instant. You ask for money? We're family? Says who? I wanted to snap at them, but I was in front of the company. I couldn't get into a fight here. After taking a deep breath, I made a big smile and said, excuse me? Who are you?
I'm your uncle, the man who raised you. Don't you remember?
We're family. You lived with for 15 years. Right, Ami? Don't try to be friendly with me. You're the one who said we're not a family. Lend me money? Didn't Grandma give you lots of money? Didn't you put all that money into your pocket?
No, that's...
You guys fed me so poor and didn't even buy me clothes. And yet you guys dressed so nicely and went on overseas vacations without me. I have no money to give you. If you insist, I'll take you to court or whatever. If you think you can win, go ahead and challenge me. I snapped at my uncles, and unable to find any words, they looked at each other and left. My relatives told me later that my uncles received their inheritance from my grandmother. But Yuto, who was raised spoiled, used it all. He even got in debt, so they had to sell their house and move out.
The next year, I had a chance to meet my relatives again, so I asked them about it. They told me that Yudo had been habitually committing crimes like theft and shoplifting, and that he was currently behind bars. I heard that my uncles can't walk with their head high at work, and people see them as parents of a criminal. But they can't stop because if they quit their jobs, they would be lost on the street. Serves them right. Dad, Mom, Grandma, Grandpa, I'm here living a happy life. There were some hard times, but now I'm enjoying my life. I'll keep doing my best, so please watch over from the skies. I felt the smoke from the incense gently caressing my hair. I'm sure there will be hardships in the future, but I'll stay positive and do my best.